Caught my girlfriend, 20 female of 18 months, with another girl. Her absurd reaction. Trigger warning, homophobia, infidelity, and outing someone. I saw people get a lot of responses on here, so I thought I would create an account to see what advice anyone can offer. Sorry for the essay. Okay. A little backstory. I'm 22 and my girlfriend, we'll call her Jess, and I have been in a relationship for nearly 18 months. She's very attractive, and in all honesty, I wouldn't say I'm a lost cause, but I'm certainly punching a bit. Anyway, last week, we were at an exhibition function for our shared university course. It was a fairly normal evening up until I saw her talking to this girl from the other side of the hall. Nothing unusual, I just didn't recognize her. However, when they turned around, I noticed the mystery girl had her hand seriously low on my girlfriend's back. I didn't think much of it at the time, but they were completely inseparable for the entire evening. The next week or so, we were unusually distant from each other. I wanted to make sure nothing was wrong before I went away. I was going to Bristol for the weekend, and I didn't want to leave things on bad terms before I left. But she was having none of it, just being really blunt and such. So I left for my parents, who were giving me a lift to Bristol. But when I got there, Mom said the old man was ill and we wouldn't be going, at least not today. So, already angry that she didn't tell me this over the phone, I drove back to ours in a foul mood, and that's when I caught her. The front door was off the latch for some reason, so I didn't need my key. I came in the door normally, but kind of stopped when I heard what sounded like Jess giggling. We live on a ground floor flat, so there's no floorboards to creak. As I got closer, I could hear someone, clearly a female, sound quite breathy, like panting. At this point, I thought Jess might have been having some alone time or something, so I was about to make myself known until I looked down and saw a pair of worn pink All-Stars that I knew were not Jess's. At this point, confusion was starting to build, and as I turned the corner, our bedroom door was wide open, and there was the girl from the gallery in my effing bed, and someone was beneath the covers. Quote, "What the F is this?" Unquote. I believe that was my first reaction. Gallery girl just stared at me, shocked. Yet, as I called to Jess, something strange happened. Absolutely nothing at all. She just stayed under the covers and didn't move. For what felt like the longest time, I just stood there open-mouthed until I finally shook myself into action and started to leave. Next thing I know, she comes flying out of the door into the hallway of the block, wearing just a pair of knickers and a vest, for God's sake, trying to somehow make this out to be my fault. I literally didn't know what to say. She's freaking out, and all I come up with was, quote, "You're not wearing anything. Get back inside, and we'll discuss this later," unquote. When I got back to the car, the belated rage began to set in. I was angry she cheated, angry she blamed it on me, and angry I didn't say something else. Honestly, it's the most ridiculous, absurd scenario ever, and perhaps that's why I wasn't so angry initially, but now I'm wondering what to do. I didn't know she was into girls. She never mentioned anything like that, and now she's cheated on me with one, and we're renting a flat together. Is this just her experimenting? Can we recover? Has anyone been in this situation before? I'm at my wit's end here, people. Okay, so the way that the whole entire time I fully thought this was a lesbian couple. Like, I was reading that as if the OP was a girl. I mean, I was just confused until the last sentence, and she said I didn't know that. Or he said, see, I literally thought that was a girl. I think it's because he didn't say if he was male or female. Yeah, so I just kind of just assumed this was about two girls dating and the girl was cheating with another girl. Until he said, I didn't know that she was even into girls. But there's an edit and it says, I just realized how insanely British this all is. So lift equals ride, knickers equals panties, vest equals tank top, flat equals apartment. I was wondering what the hell. I was like, why does she have a puffer vest? A Patagonia? Like, why does she have a vest on? But now it makes sense that it's a tank top. Everything else I kind of knew just because I'd be watching Love Island UK all the time. So I kind of am always learning British slang and I love it. Whenever I'm watching Love Island UK, I like turn into a British person for that whole like month, and I just start saying like, I'm buzzing. And I can't remember any of the other stuff that they say, but every time I watch it, I just fully take on British people slang, and I love their slang so much. Okay, someone said, drop her like it's hot. She's just trying to justify being a shitty person. That's not your fault. Yeah, it's obviously not his fault. I mean, why would it be? I'm sure she's just like shocked and that's why she tried to blame it on him. But I can't imagine that after like the initial shock, which still isn't right to do, obviously. But I feel like probably once they talk about the situation, she's not going to like blame him. And if she does, that's going to be even more crazy. But I'm sure she just like in the beginning, she's what, whoa, like he just caught me. And the first thing you're her reaction was just to be defensive, which I can understand if you're trying to like get away with something, but there's really no like how can you even defend yourself when he just walked in on you cheating on him? I could never imagine like being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you just did that." When he walked in on you literally cheating on him. But I guess I can't really imagine being in this situation as a whole because this is a crazy situation to be in. And like both parties, obviously way more crazy for OP because finding someone cheating on you is like the worst possible scenario in like a cheating situation. I would much rather just find out someone was cheating on me rather than walk in on someone cheating on me. But yeah. Okay, someone said, can you go into a little bit more detail about her absurd reaction? You teased it in the title a little bit, trying to somehow make this out to be my fault, didn't really deliver. OP said, well, partly absurd because she was wearing basically nothing out in the hallway where strangers from other flats come and go, and she's historically quite a modest person. Worse, though, because she said something along the lines of, you said you were leaving for Bristol, which absolutely flabbergasted me. Then the nail in the coffin was, what? So I get all the blame for this? To which I had no appropriate response other than absolute fury. So I took the decision to calmly tell her to go back inside and I left. That's crazy. What? So I get all the blame for this? Yeah, you get all the blame. That's kind of how it works, girl. Like, that is kind of how it works. Edit, I've read nearly all the comments now, and honestly, you guys are pretty much spot on, I'm afraid. I can't go. I wonder if you guys can hear this fucking bird chirping. He's literally, what are you doing? Are you calling for a mate? Like, she's not out there. Okay. You guys are pretty much spot on. I'm afraid I can't go back to her and keep any shred of dignity. You were thinking of going back to her? Especially after I found Gallery Girl on Facebook earlier and messaged her. She admitted it's been going on a while and is desperate for me to not tell anyone. As much as it would be a shitty move, I'm seriously considering outing them both. Knowing her friends, the last thing Jess would want is for them to think she's into girls. I know it's petty, but I'm just so mad right now. Oh, well, probably don't do that, please. Definitely don't do that, please. Nar, I mean, you could go ahead and be like, tell the world that she cheated on you, but probably don't purposely out her to her friends, especially if her friends are homophobic. The last thing Jess would want is for them to think she's into girls. That's really sad. Okay, someone said, in regards to your edit about outing her, I understand that you already said you wouldn't, but please consider before telling anyone anything, no matter the circumstances. Outing her could put her in physical danger with her family, her friends, random people on the street. It's not just a shitty thing to do. It's literally bargaining her physical health, living situations, friendships, relationships, etc. She did a horrible thing, but nothing calls for that. I agree. And what's crazy is that we've had stories like this before where it's like, they're like, the person's like, I'm not going to out. It's mostly like husbands, I feel like, is the stories that we've read on here. But people will comment, like multiple people will comment and be like, are you kidding me? Like, they have every right to out them. Like, they're the one that did it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that is crazy to me that people actually think that that's okay. Like, you are so messed up if you think it's okay to out someone for being gay, because exactly what this commenter said, like, it's not only is it dangerous and it puts her in danger, but it's just never the right thing to do ever. And I understand that you're hurting, but that doesn't have to do with her being gay. Like, this doesn't have to do with anything with her being gay. I mean, maybe she felt like, you know what I mean. Okay. But it's that she cheated on you. Like, that's the situation. And if you're mad that she cheated on you with a girl, then you should probably take a look inside of yourself and see why you're mad about that. But like, you using this against her also is a red flag for me, because it's like, why do you think that's something to use against someone? Like, why do you think that, like, being like, why do you think that telling people that she's gay is gonna make like all her friends not like her anymore and stuff? I mean, if they do, like, they literally suck if that's how they feel, if they're homophobic, which I really hope that that's not the case, but it kind of seems like that's what it is. Okay, someone said, this is the UK. People aren't as bothered about these things as they are in the US. She certainly wouldn't be in any physical danger. Pretty much all the women I know identify as bisexual. It's not all that surprising when you find out girls like being with other women. I don't think it matters what country you're in my opinion. I just think even if she wouldn't be in physical danger, okay, put that aside, it's still not the right thing to do. It's not your story to tell. Your story can be to shout from the rooftops that she cheated on you. Go ahead, do that. I'm all in support of that. Like, if that's what you feel like will make you feel better, she did a terrible thing. She did a horrible, awful thing to you. So that's fine. I would be telling everyone if someone cheated on me. I'd be like, yeah, he cheated. Yeah, he cheated. I would be damn near almost like telling everyone, making a TikTok about it, being like, this is how my boyfriend cheated on me, how I found out my boyfriend cheated on me. Like, I would do that. I don't care. But probably never the best idea to out someone. Okay, update OP responded to that and said, honestly, the worst thing that would happen is that her asshole friends, who she used to make derogatory lesbian jokes with, would realize how much of an effing hypocrite she has been this entire time. Couldn't think of a nicer outcome for the girl. Okay, OP, you're starting to make me not like you at all. All right, 2 days later, there's an update. Had a lot of back and forth texts with the ex. She stopped saying she's sorry and said trying to say that I didn't see what I thought I saw, which is hilarious. Here's the kicker though. She told one of our mutual friends, a girl, that we split up because she had a guy around and I hit the roof and overreacted. Wasn't going to divulge the full story to anyone, but after I heard she said that, I told this mutual friend the whole story. Mutual friend didn't believe me, so I showed her the messages between me and Gallery Girl. Now her friends at least know that she's a cheat and a liar. Also, I told the landlord I'd like to take myself off the lease because this has happened and he's looking into it. Hopefully that can be resolved in the next week or so. I've also been getting spammed with texts from Jess today saying I'm heartless and I've ruined her life. Oh, the irony. Oh man, so he really did out her to her friend. But I don't think that it's right for her to like be saying, I'm confused by had a guy around and I hit the roof and overreacted. Yeah, she should have said that she cheated. For sure. For sure. But I'm not really loving this OP, honestly. While I sit here on my balcony and smoke my last cigarette for today, bedtime, nothing better has ever satisfied this loneliness of mine than reminiscing about a post I read earlier today by OP, and the result being posted with sweet vengeance. Bless you, stranger, you've made my heart a little lighter. What? OP said, obviously, it's a shitty situation all around, and honestly, I was willing to pretty much let it all slide after I cooled off from yesterday. But lying about me to our mutual friends, no.
If you want extra content weekly, head over to patreon.com/storytimesociety and become a member on there for extra content. Love you.
I know people are in my comments are going to be mad at me for sticking up for this girl. I know it. I just know I'm getting ready to hear the sexist comments saying that I'm so sexist and I always take the woman's side. But like, sorry, I don't think it's right to out someone. That's so fucked up. Well, here's some good advice then. Stop talking to her. There's nothing to gain from it. I mean, come on. She's obviously an idiot. Thinking back to the first post when she was hugged up in the gallery while you were there, how does a person that stupid manage to feed and clothe themselves? Okay. Someone said she told one of our mutual friends, a girl that we split up. Oh, this person is responding to them saying that. And they said, I suspect once you start lying like she did, all bets are off. She compounded an already terrible situation. I don't think she thought things through. I'm actually shocked at how many people are agreeing with him, saying that it's okay that he outed this girl. Okay, the top comment on the Best of Redditor post is, she was just giving the girl a tour of the bedroom and slipped and fell face first between her legs. It's not her fault. It's OP's fault for catching them. I'm dead. And then someone said, it's crazy the amount of people that don't realize exploring one's sexuality without your partner being cool with it is actually cheating. I don't think that that's what she thought she was doing. I feel like she knows what she did wrong, but she's just being like defensive about it, which isn't okay at all. But clearly there's nuance to the situation. Someone said, I thought OP was a girl until the line, I didn't know she was into girls, but the post still reads the same whether it's a gay or straight couple. No, literally me. Same. Dying at the fact that she tried to Jedi mind trick him into believing he didn't see Gallery Girl getting worked up to an orgasm. Jesus, poor guy. And then someone said, the comments about experimenting are surprising to me. They are framed in a way to justify her behavior, which I do not understand. If it was her experimenting, she still willingly had a sexual relationship with someone outside of her current relationship. And it's only a matter of duration. Even if she tried it and decided it was not for her, how is that not still cheating? Yeah, I'm confused. I don't really understand. I'm not saying any of these comments, but I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree that it's okay to experiment in a relationship unless it's okay with your partner and you talk to your partner about it and they're like, yeah, go ahead. That's fine with me. But if you're experimenting in a relationship, that is cheating. I think that you should just break up and then you can go and do all the experimenting you want. But I don't think that I don't think that excuses your behavior because you're saying that you're experimenting. Like, no, you're cheating. You're cheating if you're having sexual relations with someone outside of your partnership without them knowing. Someone said, as a very monogamous bi woman, that shit pisses me right off. No, it's not experimenting. It's cheating. Full stop. If you have sex with someone without your partner being on the same page, then you are unfaithful. Cheating is cheating regardless of gender or orientation. And then someone responded to that and said, seriously, when you enter into an exclusive relationship with someone, that means nobody else. Not nobody else except for people whose genitals match mine. And then someone said, agreed, as a monogamous bi woman too, that also pisses me off. I hate when people use being bi as an excuse to cheat or when they assume all bi people will cheat. It is experimenting. The hypothesis on the experiment is if I cheat, but it's with a girl, will my boyfriend let me get away with it? Apparently her findings were, no, he won't. Oh my God. Well, let's just say, I'm going to literally say, honestly, everyone sucks here. I know it wasn't an Am I the Asshole post, but that's my verdict is everyone sucks here because she sucks for cheating. He sucks for outing her. And it's as simple as that to me. Truly. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.